Hello, welcome back. Oh, you're lip reading? Okay, episode 7 recap. Self-driving in Bulgaria.
Okay,
The Amazing Race 37 recap on the one pit stop shop right here. The one and only Ricky and Cesar.
I almost got it.
You almost got it.
Hi everyone, welcome to another recap, and this time it's gonna be a new country, Bulgaria.
A brand new country, Bulgaria. Gorgeous country. A very under-traveled, underrated country.
We had the chance to be there last year. We had a blast. It was
absolutely
really
beautiful.
The yogurt in this is delicious.
It is delicious. I'm not a big yogurt fan, but it was very good there.
It was that also like there was that drink with yogurt.
Oh yeah. They had yogurt like
everywhere.
Like,
but it's great.
Yogurt cocktails.
I could not complain.
Yeah. It was fun. But
so I'm really excited about this episode as well.
It's gonna be cool.
Because it was really fun. It had a little bit of everything. Pretty much just like as you were saying, just put all the good things together, and then you get episode 7 of season 37.
Yes.
And like it felt really like old school Amazing Race. Really cool.
Yeah, honestly, it was very like old school. I love that there was self-driving this leg. Yeah, I think it's it's a great challenge for any racer.
I think a couple teams you're going. That it was self-driving.
Of course not. But I think it's a great test as a racer. Like you have to be able to navigate. You have to be able to drive stick. Like everybody says it before you go on.
And a great test for you as a viewer. If you're watching this, just subscribe to our channel. It's somewhere down there. Like it as well. We're also on Instagram, Ricky and Cesar. And we update a little bit much more over there on whatever is happening on our daily lives. But that's it. Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's get into it.
So teams are flying from Dubai to Sofia, Bulgaria. They had to do a stop. I was finding out that watching some of the teams' recaps. They did a stop in Istanbul, and they were flying like Emirates. So like it was like great thing. But they did have to wait a lot of time, a couple hours at least in Istanbul. So that's something to take into consideration because you are sore from sleeping on airports. I mean, we didn't have to do it, but whenever we travel, like those chairs are usually not comfortable. So it's like finding a little spot.
But I think maybe your body and your brain is so exhausted that like just resting,
wherever it is like
good.
Just fall asleep a little bit and get it done. Anyways, the teams arrive in Sofia and they start running to get their clues on the parking.
I like this one comment about Erica Melinda. And Erica goes, "Mom, you're okay. Like, you don't have to run." She was like, "I'm not." She was like, "They don't even know where they're going."
And that is totally right. I mean, as long as you don't lose them sight.
Yeah, you're all running outside to get a taxi or wherever anyway. And if you don't, everybody's running in a herd. We saw earlier in the season, don't run in the herd, and it saves you. So
that is
Melinda knows. Don't just run for no reason.
They ended up making it to the cars. And they get their clue. And their clue says that they have to get to Negushevo, which is another town. They get also like these big maps, and they're driving
gigantic map. Oh my
gosh! They just keep unfolding and unfolding
and unfolding. They're like in the back seat, just like covering themselves.
So now we don't see, and this is something that I just wish we could get as viewers. Like, did they stop and ask someone? Like,
it didn't show anybody.
Like, suddenly they were on the highway, and that was about it. We see Hannah
no one stopped to get directions or mark down on their map. Like, they just all figured it out, except one team. But like, what? Like, how? Yeah. I wish we would have seen that. A little insight on.
We see a little bit of more like what's happening in the. In the parking lot, like Hannah and Holden trying to pass someone, they really didn't know how to reverse. So by blocking it, they knew that someone would ended up helping them and telling them how to reverse.
Well, you heard what Mark said. He was like, "I'll tell you how it works if you let
us pass you." But it's still, it's fine for both parties. Yeah. Like one of them gets ahead, the other one knows now how to reverse.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was a good call.
Mark and Brett almost like hit another car, so like it's just
I think they did,
chaos.
but it was just a little
bit,
bump.
just a little. They didn't fall in a ditch.
No, there was no foreshadowing in that moment.
Yeah, teams started making it, and now is seeing how nervous and excited they are about a self-navigation leg. It is totally different. Like on this one, you are full in control, and the camera and the audio people that are with you, they would not say anything
except slow down your speeding.
That's about it. Yeah.
Other than that, they don't say anything.
As much as you're gonna get, or like
if you're driving in the wrong direction, that's it. You're driving in the wrong direction until you decide to stop. But it wasn't a like,
it's really different.
Yeah, it wasn't a super long drive.
Well,
I think I saw
it could be a 3 hours drive.
Well, yeah, but for the general population of racers here, it was like 40 minutes, maybe.
I did not check my maps this time.
I thought I saw somebody posted a map.
I mean, Scott's maps.
I know. Scott had good maps. Yeah. I don't think it was very far. So they get there and then they have to
go with this. Well, it's a route info and it's an active route info where they have to do this offering for the Kukeri. And it's getting those 3 crates of apples.
Yeah.
Using, I guess, the little wheelbarrow, and one of them is carrying the third one, and then making their way to this house where they're doing the whole like ceremony.
Oh, so fun, so cool,
so Doja Cat and Coachella.
yeah. That was a great comment. Yeah, it was really cool, and again, another type of like immersive cultural thing that like you would never see anywhere else.
But also as a viewer, now you know something else that happens specifically in Bulgaria, and you're like, oh well, like
you're not quite sure why or what the occasion is.
But you know what?
It's cool, and you're gonna go look it up.
Exactly. So it gets you look it up, and maybe like putting Bulgaria, like a little pin in Bulgaria, like that might be a destination.
Now, yeah. So they deliver all the apples.
I'm surprised we haven't seen anything with roses. Apparently, roses are really big in Bulgaria. Like so maybe we'll see something on the next episode, because next episode is in Bulgaria
also as well. In Bulgaria.
But apparently it's really big.
Maybe they'll do roses because they're like one of the largest rose oil producers in the world. So
yeah, I don't know. Fun fact, another thing that we learned: if you like roses, another thing to put in Bulgaria.
Yeah, so they all use the carts. They get over there. Everybody's having a good time.
So Jonathan and Anna make it first. Brett and Mark are right behind. Then Han and Holden, Melinda and Erica, Nick and Mike, and Carson and Jack are nowhere to be found.
They're still looking at that map, trying to work it out.
And as teams they're making it, they're like, it's just Brett and Mark are like, oh, we wish we could wear those customs. It's like, it's again, you're seeing this happening, and you're like, how can it be even more immersive? Like you're seeing it, but it's fun of the race. Like they have been lucky; they have been able to wear a couple customs this season.
I know.
So
I know that was one of the things. Like,
just a little jealous. A little jealous. But I do have
they've had a lot of costumes, which is very fun.
Yeah. After that, they have to make their way to, and I'm gonna butcher this name because it's Osotsa Village Library. Again, thank you, Osoitsa. So now you can read my notes better than I do.
No, I just remember getting it wrong the first time I said it, and then I studied it again, so I didn't say it wrong.
Well, thank you. You did it. Thank you for that. Also, it's a village library, so they start heading that way. It was a really interesting way of putting the clues all separated. You cannot count them. You cannot know.
That's true. That's true. You couldn't like go.
So that is really good, especially
also a little random. Like why a library? Like I don't know. I thought it was random, but I like that it was more like finding it. And also,
Han and Holden got thrown off, and like they went to somewhere totally different. They were looking at different place. And also, if they're little towns, you just start confusing them all. They look pretty similar to one another. Then for the next thing, once they move over there, they get their clue. and now they're going to the Detour.
Yes.
Whether it's haystack or woodstack.
Stack.
In haystack, they have to find a matnitsa, which is a bracelet, the red and white.
Mhm.
Or on woodstock, they have to carry
Deliver
200 kilograms of wood.
Whoa.
Between those, like the wheelbarrow and the little
and the
like,
wooden backpack. Not a nice strap backpack, a wooden backpack
that they also have to make the knots and all
Yeah,
of that that they have to
both,
consider.
Very physical challenges, but there is strategy behind them.
The strategy is not to pick the haystack because the allergies.
Okay, for your allergies, you'd have to cover your.
I think I would have convinced us to do the wood.
I think we would have done the wood anyway, and it, like a lot of the team said, we know there's a start and a finish.
Yes.
With a needle in a haystack, and they're all racing in a pack at this point, right? They're all very close by each other. So knowing that, okay, if I can just chip away, even if we didn't do, as much as everyone did. Some people got like 95 kilos in one go. Even if you didn't do that, Han and Holden did like 3 trips.
Yeah, about 3 trips. Nick and Mike ended up doing a third trip because of that 1 kilo that they were missing.
Kilo. And it's funny, that happened to them at the coconuts as well.
Oh, that they were missing.
They were missing like 2 or 3 coconuts, and they had to run all the way back. So,
oh my God, that is
their luck is.
Is their luck, but also like maybe pushing a little bit. Who knows? Like it's just
I think they were working,
pushing. No,
they were
pushing
working
themselves
really hard, and they've been trying to get themselves like ahead and
but the fact that it happened twice. Oh
yeah, but a thing like that is like.
Also
this one you don't know. I don't know how much this one, and each piece of wood is different, so it may weigh different.
And also Mike saying like he was like Popeye, just like he did his 2 pounds, and then like he kept going.
Poor guy. And in the heat and everything else, like that's
something that stuck up for me during this one. And I think we're just completely out of order right now, talking about like all the teams that did the Woodstock. Seeing Brett, like I think Mark drop a piece of wood and then just Brett bending down and like with the backpack and like grabbing it. I'm like, wow, that is a lot of weight there. And like he's still like,
I'm telling you, they made the right choice for themselves. They knew that they had the strength to like do it in a couple of trips and get in and get out, and it really paid
they
off.
got 116.5 kilos on the first trip. That was, and they said the same thoughts. They said that hey is itchy, and that's why they picked the wood.
Yeah.
they were like, totally right.
No.
We see Jonathan and Anna missing their parking spot. Yes, there's the sign and everything. There's the arrows, but
we don't know that means anything just yet.
What, the turning? Yeah, they just park somewhere else.
Listen, you see the arrow, you figure, okay, there's only maybe a limited amount of spots. You've already passed it. Just pull over. You're close enough to the marker, get in where you can.
Yeah. Those haystacks were tall as well. Like
the haystacks were very tall. So it had like each team had 3 large haystacks.
And it could be on any of those.
And any of the 3.
In a way, it's luck.
I want to give Anna another great shout out. You have the best patience, the best attitude, just listen, you have to keep the hope, be meticulous. Like this is not, she was like, it's not going to be easy, but we're going to get it. You like, don't switch. She even said, we would still be moving wood at the same rate as this. So like, you're saving your body a little bit, you're being more meticulous. It's just about slowing down and thinking, just like the previous tea time prep. You slow down, just be meticulous. And eventually they got it, and she just kept that positivity. And like, she's really been holding up her team in that way. And I commend her for that, because the race is a challenge. And I haven't really heard her complain very much. And I think it's just awesome.
That is true. She really kept it cool.
Yeah. And she's also a strong competitor. She's strong physically, strong mentally. So.
But also knowing that you still have like something else to do right after this one.
Yeah. You don't know what's coming up. You know that maybe there's a U-turn. You don't know. Luckily, they got there ahead of time. They got their bracelet within, I think they were in like the second haystack and they got it. so they were able to get out there, and Alyssa and Josiah actually got it in, I think, their first haystack, maybe. They got like super fast.
I think so. I actually don't have it down on my notes. Oh, okay.
I think they got it in like either the first or like the beginning of the second, and they were out of there.
Because once they get that, they get another route info that says make your way on foot to the Saranzi Church, where there's a double U-turn waiting, and this is where teams, again, I don't know.
I know you're contemplating like the strategy of the game.
Should they have you? Should those first three teams have U-turn someone else? Like, again, well, you don't know if there's gonna be another U-turn. There's now 7 teams left. I don't know.
There's likely that there's not another U-turn,
but possibly there could be another one. So I guess it was smart, not, as Alisa said, not getting blood on their hands.
I agree. If you're the first team there and you know there's someone like right behind you, which they knew, I would have said no. I don't, unless we were like in the back a lot and we needed to like give some cushion, like give ourselves a lead being in first.
Something might happen.
Might happen later on, or like a team that was kind of like in the back and they like jumped up at this point. That's the time to do it, right? Because you're not like a huge threat. But I think Alyssa and Josiah made the right choice. I think Jonathan and Anna could have done it, but I think they're also playing a strategy like, let's keep a low profile at this point because people have a target. Like, people are looking out for us. We're a strong team. So let's just kind of like
and for Brett and
keep our head low and just like work.
For Brett and Mark as well, I feel like it didn't just like, it was totally fine. Not U-turning anyone.
But what happened is like none of them U-turned, and then everybody started finishing, and that's where we see this like confusion happening of like, oh, am I the last team? Am I second to last team?
Yeah, but once they decide not to U-turn, it says that now they have to make their way to Snetsa's farm. Oh my god! And again, they start heading to their cars. Then here is where it happens.
Yes.
The other like good thing on our like recipe for a great episode of The Amazing Race. And
it's a terrible thing that happened to Jonathan and Anna. Like, really unfortunate. They're getting stuck in a ditch, and
it could have happened to anyone. But I feel like as a viewer, it made the episode better.
Well, kind of, it helped close the gap for some other teams. Like everybody's cheering for their favorite team, so in this moment, it kind of closes the gap for some other teams that maybe have been in the back. Maybe they can, jump ahead.
Okay, I want to know your thoughts. Brett and Mark helping.
Oh, I think that was the right amount of help. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was the right amount of help.
We're going to help you for, said it right away. We're going to help you for a few minutes, and then we're going to go. I love that.
But should they have just kept going?
It didn't matter in the end.
It didn't matter, but what if they actually like got them out of there? I don't know.
Then there may be some kind of like.
Am I not nice?
No, you are. You're just very competitive and strategic, and I get it. Like half of me would say like, no, just let them figure it out on their own, and part of me would say like, okay, here's a little olive branch. Let's go over and see. If we can help them get out, and they do get out, there's a bit of gratitude that could be paid off later on. That maybe they don't U-turn Brett and Mark if there's another U-turn ahead, and they're, because they are competitors, so it's smart to play. They were not there
still,
very long.
Right, like there's still 7 teams, so like it's okay to.
Yeah, you still got to play. I think top 4, like whatever, you're stuck there, baby. Like, sorry about you. 7, 7 teams, you still have some social game to play. I think it was smart for them to stop. And then, of course, like the locals jumped in.
Yeah, and that was again really nice. Yeah. We saw it with Glenda and Lumumba. Like,
I know everyone in Bulgaria was very nice, so I'm not surprised. Like the townspeople came out and they were like figuring out a way to get them out. I actually would have probably asked right away if anybody had a tractor or a car to tow.
Just to
the local. I mean, you're on a farm.
Yeah,
right?
That's
you
true.
just you
just need a rope, something.
You just need a heavy rope and a tractor. I'm sure there's a farmer around that has a tractor. You can't cut down all that hay without
You're right.
So that would have been my first go-to.
Like
if I
right
couldn't-
away,
yeah,
like you,
right
you
away.
gotta
Like
stalk someone else.
ask somebody like, who's the farmer in the town or who has the tractor. It's not a big town. There's probably not that many people.
Or even a truck. Honestly, like they
Or a
did it
truck.
with a car.
They did it with a regular car. So
just something
Yeah.
that helped.
but that really did set them back. I mean, it only ended up getting them third overall.
Place.
So like it was scary. It was a very scary moment. You could see they're both so invested in the race. So to like possibly go out in this way would have been really disappointing for them. I know.
And yet Carson and Jack are still driving around Bulgaria. They decided to stop at a hotel. They asked for directions. They realized that they're totally on the opposite way. They have to go back to Sofia, turn around, and then make a whole loop. So, like, that's what we're seeing right now. Like, teams are already finishing the detour, and Carson and Jack are figuring out how to come back into the route.
I think, you know where I saw the map? On Justin's recap. So he had a map and it said that they were like 44, 45 miles away from Sofia. They had to drive back. And then, so like, you're already like an hour out, an hour back, and then another like 40 minutes to where you have to go. They're almost 3 hours behind. That's not even including like stopping to ask for directions or making wrong turns, right? So poor guys. Like, I don't know what
they kept their spirits up.
Yeah.
They were like, and I mean, I think that helped. That and also the fact that they have been so good on the previous legs that everyone else thought that they were so fast.
Right. And this is what happened because everybody, I think, thought like, oh, Jack and Carson have already finished. We need to U-turn. Hurry up. Like
these are the last
we're the last two teams. And I think that's what freaked Erica and Melinda out. They were like, we need to close. We need to open the gap.
They didn't even see Hannah and Holden there. Like, although Hannah and Holden were around, but they only saw Nick and Mike, and they were like, we need to get
right. But strategically, Nick and Mike could outrun all four of those, Erica, Melinda, Hannah, and Holden, right?
But
so Erica and Melinda are playing in a way of like, okay, maybe we could be slightly behind Han and Holden, but really far behind Mike and Nick. Yeah. So I get why they did it. They were really apologetic that they did do it because they then,
but they needed
once they got their clue, realized like, oh, there's actually 3 teams behind us. And of course, they wouldn't have known that until they got their clue. Yeah. So I don't think there were many hard feelings. I think teams in the back kind of had a feeling
that they would just,
they would end up doing it.
I mean, Han and Holden did a pretty good job with the wood.
I give them a high five. Their attitude and just like getting down to the grind and just doing what they need to do, staying focused, not letting the like double U-turn really throw them because it can throw you like mentally. Yeah. It's like why would somebody do that? Like, are we a threat or are we this? Like you could spiral, and but
it just felt that they were the teams in the back, and it needed to be done, and had to be done. So Nick and Mike,
it actually never needed to be done. No one could have U-turned. It wasn't like they had to vote like before. Yeah. Everyone could have said, "I'm not going to U-turn" and move on. But
you need that space.
You need the space. I get it. I would have definitely done exactly what Erica and Melinda have done.
So both Nick and Mike and Han and Holden had to U-turn, so then now they have to go and do the haystack. And we see Nick and Mike a little bit like more like trying to move faster. And Han and Holden mentioned it, like as they were going on, still on their first haystack, Nick and Mike were already on the third one, and like they just went super, super fast that they missed it. Han and Holden ended up getting it, leaving, and when Nick and Mike are considering to all of these, Carson and Jack are
on their way.
They're
on their way back.
They made it to the apples. And while all of this is happening, now we go to Snesa's farm where the roadblock is happening. So the roadblock says, who's ready to fill her up? And
not feel her up, fill her up.
No, feel
I know.
Fill apostrophe ER.
Yes.
Anyways,
I got it. So they had to milk a goat for this yogurt making farm.
And because Brett and Mark commentary has been on point,
God.
he's like,
he was like,
Mark is like, oh no, I wanted to like
live my life without ever touching an udder.
Yeah. But in the we see Alyssa and Josiah getting there.
So fun.
They're so happy.
They're so happy.
They're so happy.
Their energy and like positivity through the entire race. They're just having the best time ever, and it's been really, really nice to watch them. And just I really liked this. And Alyssa, she busted that really quick, and then she was like, "Oh, yogurt, yeah!" I'm so excited to just be like a part of it.
And I mean, we need to mention the star of this episode.
The star of the episode,
Nevenka, who is 102 years old, and she loves her yogurt.
Loves her yogurt. My God.
She also had some like good commentary here and there, like just the translation that we were getting. But how many bowls?
How many bowls?
Like, so answer in the comments, how many bowls did Nevenka had on this episode?
Did a producer ever go up there and say, "Hey, listen, like you don't have to eat as many as the teams come through"? But I think she was happy to just.
She was getting one and one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me.
So cute.
She was so cute, and her rose over here. I guess that's the reference for the rose.
Reference for the rose. So the teams are milking the goats? Sheep. Did I say goat earlier?
You said goat.
Oh, sheep. Sorry. Sheep. Well, that goes also to say
the boy or a girl.
Is it a boy or a girl? I hope it's not a boy. But anyway.
Anyways, it
seemed very straightforward. I don't think anybody like super struggled with it.
All the teams were there by themselves. At any point, they were all triggering down, like because we never saw two teams at the same time.
No one was.
They have like this aerial view where all the like instructors were there.
Yeah, I think like Erica Melinda probably would have like filled in a gap here or there, but they did get like turned around a little bit. They had to get directions. So I think that maybe would have like closed the gap between a couple of the teams. But yeah, everybody was there on their own, which is very interesting.
But it was cool because we got to see their interactions as well and how they were working, and like it was nice. So then we see them finishing little by little. Alyssa and Josiah get out of there. Brett and Mark, then Jonathan and Anna, Melinda and Erica, and Jonathan and Anna. And Han and Holden are moving on. And then when we see that Nick and Mike are starting to contemplate taking a penalty, they seem that Carson and Jack, or Frodo and Sam, had just arrived, and they were still there. So there's another team. There's your little ray of hope.
Yeah, listen, the anything can happen in the race, and this is exactly what happened. Mike and Nick were like thinking like this is over, and then Jack and Carson show up. And then also in the flip side, like Jack and Carson show up and they're like, we know we're going home. We were just lost for 3 hours. And then you see a team and it's like,
okay, let's
do it. Like,
and then after getting it done, they're like, oh, there's a U-turn board. For sure, we're going to be U-turn. And then they get to the board.
And they're not on the board.
Not on the board. So all of this, I feel like this part of the episode went super fast. Just like because all the teams, like we saw them just moving extremely, extremely fast. But it was just a roller coaster. Can you imagine just like the roller coaster of emotions at that very point for those two teams? Like both of them having some hope, but also seeing that or knowing that they're the last. And like if they don't get out of there, most likely they will be eliminated.
Yeah. And it's a shame for Nick and Mike. Like they were starting out to like be, going slow, being meticulous, and then they just spread out the hay everywhere. And I think that was kind of like their downfall. I think maybe if they had like broken it down into sections and like done it that way, like made a grid, or maybe repiled everything, just like swept everything back into a pile and started again. There are a couple of other strategies that I feel like they could have implemented to get out of that situation. But
I would have imagined we would, at least us, we would have been really frustrated at that point.
I probably
It's
would
just
have
like-
gone crazy. So I'm
Yeah.
glad they stayed
But
calm.
they did not give up, and I
No.
applaud them for that.
No.
Because like they proved themselves being super fans, and like just like how much love and respect they have for the game, for the race, by
Mhm.
staying there and like wait until like
Doing it out,
fill
yeah.
away. But yeah, we see that Alyssa and Josiah got their Expedia trip to
Woo,
Marrakesh.
First place.
Brett and Mark second
They must
place.
wait. Hold on. They must really want to go to Marrakesh. I thought Josiah was going to like leap over Phil. Like he was so excited. So
It's just so cool.
yeah,
I mean,
it's awesome.
They
He
had
was
a
really
perfect
excited,
leg.
and they had
did
a
so good.
very
A
solid,
really clean leg.
Yeah.
Brett and Mark arrived after Jonathan and Anna. They're not too happy that two teams passed them, but they're doing so good. They're
doing
yeah.
a great job. I want them to just lower their expectation of like being the best of the best. Like sometimes that's not the reality. The reality is like you're still in the race. You're still racing. You're doing really well.
Yeah.
So
then we see Melinda and Eric arrive, Han and Holden, and finally Carson and Jack arrive. And then we get this scene where Phil is going to do his Phil elimination of Nick and Mike arriving to the field.
Yeah. And they did not give up. Listen.
It's heartbreaking, but
yeah.
It's just like, again, yeah, as you're saying, they did not give up.
Yeah, that's a really hard way of like being like eliminated from the race, you know. But like I said, they're still like they never gave up. They kept a good attitude, and it just shows like what fans they were and what like support they are for each other. Yeah.
And also getting to know them in person again, like you see how much love they still have for the race. So it's like it's just Phil said that they're one of his favorite teams like ever. So like that is like that gets a lot to say, because there are people that do not give up. Check the recaps as well. They're really good.
They have some recaps on.
Same with Jonathan and Anna. Like I'm really enjoying the recaps.
Jack, everybody's on the seasons doing all, like some recaps, which is really great. You know,
Hannah and Holden are on TikTok, I think, Instagram as well, like doing something. Josiah is doing funny videos, just like really funny videos on social media.
His video today was an apology to Sofia Vergara.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Sofia.
They're making
Bulgaria.
great content. You have to check out all of the racers on season.
Sofia Bulgaria. Sofia Bulgaria.
They're really, really entertaining episode. Sad to see Nick and Mike go. Are
you ready for another leg in Bulgaria next week?
Ready for another leg in Bulgaria. I saw a couple of like
next week,
pictures
tomorrow. Like we're filming this on a Tuesday.
Whatever. This week. I saw a couple of things. Looks like maybe there's like a puzzle or some kind of like decoding disc or something. They're like in a library.
There's that. There's also something in the water. Well, Bulgarian men dance around. What else? I don't know.
They're just getting all the cool experiences.
And also an express pass on the line by walking on coals. So we'll see what happens.
I know. I'm intrigued to see a little more like if they add a little more like puzzle, a little more memorization, a couple of more cerebral challenges. This season has been so physically heavy. Like, oh my gosh, the amount of like physical, hot, humid, like their bodies are just taking a toll. So I want to see them play the other side of the coin. We haven't really seen any type of like memory challenge yet, besides dancing.
Well, a lot of eye for detail. There's going to be some dancing on this one. So, yeah.
I want to see him do a puzzle. I want to see him, memorize a Bulgarian chant. I don't know. But anyway, I'm really enjoying this season. Yeah.
Well, this has been everything for this recap.
Episode 7.
Yeah. And we will see you on the next one.
See you next time.
Thanks for joining us. Bye. Finally, my request for music.
You got his music.
Thanks. Now I need dancing.